Hi guys, welcome back to Group D. And I said I'd do a video on this PS13. Just had to lock the door because people come in while I'm making videos. And I wanted to show you this PS13 project we have going on here. It's going to be finished in a couple of weeks. And it's looking really nice. So here she is. 2JZ of course. And a GE built by us. So fully forged, probably around 9.7-ish to 1 compression, billet main caps. It's got the VVT, so it's about a 276 cam in it. It's about the most you can go currently with the VVT operating. Stand here, get my shadow out of it. A lot of things to talk about here. So let's quickly look at the chassis. So we had to put 2 new strut tops in this car. When we got the car from the customer, we put it up on our chassis table and it was kind of twisted. So we removed the strut towers and put in 2 new ones. So there's quite a lot of fabrication gone on before we ever got into the mechanicals. Chassis wise then, we had to extend the chassis slightly. She was cut and tubed before, but we extended it to meet our modular frame, which is under there and here. So our modular frame, which you can see on the Group D website. Then you have our bolt-on diagonal bars on this plate that we provide, so it's bolted through. And can I see it here? I can. It's bolted down through this tube and it just ties everything in and bolts out with 2 M12s. All these bolt off. The bumper bar was recycled from the car. It was a drift car, obviously. So we recycled the old bumper bar. We did add in a tow hook mount here to come out through the bumper. I like to use a steel one on the front instead of a strap. A strap just kind of pulls all over the place, whereas the steel one stays nice and secure. So yeah, quite a bit went on before we got to do anything mechanically. And with the mechanicals, as I said, fully forged GE. We're building quite a lot of these now. Best engine ever, these things. I almost prefer the GE to the GTE now, just because it's just become our bread and butter and the GTE is so expensive. It has a CNC Innovations manifold. It's our first time using these, so we'll see what we think on the dyno quality wise. The billet is pretty good. The finish, I got this one black plenum with silver runners, silver to match the head. Oh, don't worry about this. This is coming off and being tidied up. It's just horrible looking, sticking out, looking at me. Just to match the overall theme of the way we do our engines with the grey block and the black valve covers. Got this to be the same because it's kind of unique. It's not an option that they supply, so we're the only ones with this look. As I said, the machine work is it's good. I mean, it's better than I can do with a chisel, but the fuel rail is okay. We had to chase the treads in the fuel rail. The treads were kind of sharp and there was a lot of swarf in there, so a bit more care could have been taken there on the fuel rail. The rest of it is good, as I said. It's not got nice like funnels in here for the air velocity stacks or bell mounts, whatever you want to call them. It's got the, I ordered a 6 injector one. I was hoping it wouldn't come with the second row for the 12 injectors, but it does. It's threaded and it has a set screw screwed in, so that's what you get when you order a 6. You get the 12 one with just threaded bungs. Fair enough. It makes sense to me manufacturing wise, and I guess that's why they did it. But you do end up with these 6 bosses across here, which no big deal, I guess. 1400cc nuke injectors in it. Nuke are just supplying injectors now, very well priced. You can get them on the Group D website. We're official nuke dealer, so get them on the Group D website. They're gone in. Nuke catch can, we use quite a lot of these. Extreme quality from Nuke. It's just outstanding stuff. Nuke fuel pressure regulator in here and the Nuke fuel filter here with the stainless steel element for E85, hence the 1450cc injectors. RMR throttle body, very important. We get the world of terrible throttle bodies through here from bills and things like that, and see them all causing problems. So we went real high quality when it's our responsibility to build a car. Quality is very important, so we went with the RMR 1, and that will have a genuine Toyota TPS onto the side of it, which is, you know, very important for me too. An awful lot of these cheap throttle bodies have a D shaft and require like a Skyline 30-year-old, you know, TPS, which it's just a band-aid, you know, it's going to give you trouble. So the RMR are really good quality. This one is 75mm. For this 2JZ, aim here is 700 to 800 horsepower, depending on what dyno it ends up on. That'll be discussed with the customer and is his decision at the end of the day. What else have we got? This is our new alternator kit. So we're supplying the alternator and the bracketry to mount on the cold side. It frees up the hot side totally. So mounting it over here, the alternator subject to much less heat, and we ran this for a full year last year on a customer build, and it's been great. The pulley is just on, the fluid damper hasn't arrived yet, so that's just a stock used one on to line up everything. The bolt is even loose, and yeah, water pump delete. We pied it here and ran hard pipe down the bottom and under the alternator, all kind of stealth black. Same with the top one, silicone couplers and a silicone 90 here. Looks good in my opinion. I almost prefer hard piping to dash 16 or dash 20 AN. I did dash 16 and 20 for years, and you get kind of tired of it assembly wise and all that. And then cost wise, I guess the hard piping does a little bit of fabrication time in it, but you know, once you get a big long straight, the hard pipe makes light work of your fab. I think I prefer doing this system. It's simple. It's just on a hose clamp. It comes apart quickly. It goes together quickly. So yeah, I like it. I like it, you know, and it's not too in your face. It doesn't stand out as a kind of a, you know, something. We weren't looking to save cost here. I just decided that I like how this works. You know, the bottom rad hose is almost invisible when everything will be in, and you have an air filter system here. You won't even see it. So I prefer that nearly at this stage to the AN. 40 row oil cooler, Mishimoto 4-inch intercooler, all with pie cuts, nicely welded. Pied, beautiful pat for the air to go through and back into the engine, nice and gradual bends. 40 row cooler will be fan assisted and controlled by the ECU. Everything is controlled by the ECU, which sounds just the most basic thing to say, but still surprises me tremendously how many people still have like switches that need to be clicked manually at a certain temperature and things like that. It's absolutely crazy this day and age. It's just a sign of a poor job done if you don't use the ECU. Everyone these days has a Haltech, a Link, a ECU master. It can switch absolutely everything for you. You're just cutting corners if it isn't managing the whole car. So this car will be master switch, ignition, press the start button and drive the shit out of it. Everything is controlled. Oil temps, water temp obviously, which we'll look at in a second, how that's kind of controlled in the back. But yeah, now moving to the hot side. Geez, 9 minutes in already. Walton manifold, of course, we use them on everything. This is the billet collector. There we are. T4 twin scroll, which is you know, it was all the go one time, but it's a while since we did a T4 twin scroll. They're all gone to the V-band now, but the customer supplied the Borg Warner EFR. I forget what size it is. It's absolutely ginormous looking. Customer supplied this for the build, so T4 was the way to go, and you can see the mounting position of it. This is, I think it's the Type A manifold, so they do a Type A and a Type B exhaust manifold, Walton, and the B, I think, is the symmetrical manifold, mounts between 3 and 4 cylinder, and then the A mounts at number 3 cylinder, and that makes the world of difference when you need to make a downpipe in a right-hand drive car with a 2JZ, and you have your brakes and your clutch and everything to worry about. As you can see here, there is up to 4-inch downpipe, and we have acres of room, and when this is finished there'll be a nice heat shield around the cylinders and keep them in perfect operation no matter how many back-to-back runs the car has to do. You won't get any clutch or brake fade from heat, not from the heated exhaust anyway. And yeah, so I think it's a Type A. I might be wrong, it might be the other way around, but you get what I'm saying. With the T4 twin scroll then comes 2 wastegates. You can merge to 1 wastegate, but we did 2 40s, yes. So 2 Turbo Smart 40s in here. 1 there, 1 down there. So 1 from those 3 cylinders and 1 from the front 3 cylinders. It's actually a really nice job. So you can see the 2 screamers. 1 comes forward, 1 comes down, and they merge into a tapered section, into a much larger section for the volume, and they merge into 1 screamer down the front, again giving us room for our downpipe and our steering column. Steering, the most important thing in a drift car, so that has a set path to the steering rack and it can't be altered. And obviously we want to get up to a 4-inch downpipe not to create any back pressure behind the turbine housing. So all worked out really well, nicely done. Got a flexi between them so that they can grow and move and not cause any cracking problems or anything. So it all worked out really well. People often struggle to get a downpipe past the clutch and things like that, and they end up mounting a cylinder inside the car, which is a bitch to do. And it's, where do you put the reservoir? Putting the reservoir out here is a pain. So really is kind of, you know, if you plan it properly, correct exhaust manifold, move the turbo forward, plan it properly, and get it get all your parts together correctly, it makes your life so much easier and saves you a lot of fabrication time. The car is more reliable, and the clutch isn't, the fluid isn't melting and the clutch going away from your foot, you know, the feeling kind of going away from your foot. So yeah, just, you know, do the job right and it'll work. What else do I see in here? There's our chassis engine mounts. You can see the one in the chassis there with the double high tab. I can't really see the tube coming off it. Well, these are very popular, a lot of them going to the USA. There's another one in there, up to the block. So I mount the engine to the chassis with these well-done kit, and you can see them on the Group D website. That means you're not mounting the engine to the crossmember, so your crossmember becomes totally separate to your engine mounting, and you can drop the crossmember to service the rack or anything. It just makes it so easy to do. If you have an accident and the control arm breaks or bends the crossmember, you can just drop it, bolt another one in, engine stays in place. It's so much easier on the track. Every proper race car will have them separate. It's really a road car thing to have them together. What else do I see? The clutch cylinder is a Girling. Obviously Girling are the best cylinder, and it has a adapter plate on it, which is a new product that we just made as well. It's not, obviously you can buy them in loads of places, but no one's really making one in Ireland, so we decided to make one. So they are on the Group D website shortly, probably right now by the time I put this video out, if you need one of them. What else am I looking at? I might touch on the Wise Fab. That's a V1 kit, quite old. I'm not sure if customers gonna want that modified to update it as well, but really nice setup, I have to say. Just looks so good in there. Everything nice and tasty and tidy. Coil on plug with K20 coils, genuine Denso. Again, off of the Group D website. Basically, kind of everything you see here is available on our website. We really are gone to town on these GEs now, and we have almost everything for them, with new products coming the whole time for them. So really looking forward to getting this one up and going, see what power it makes the customer, had drift cars before, but nothing like this. This is, I think, gonna blow his socks off when he gets it going. But give us another week and we should be finished. It alternator kit as well coming very soon. This has been an amazing job for us. It should be very well priced. We're providing that with the alternator, with the bracketry. We are also providing it with the wiring. So it will join the heavy live to the starter motor behind it, so we can run wiring along the block and P-clip it. And then you might be able to see here, I know it's pretty dark, but this plate has a hole in it and there's a light clipped in here. So the wiring provided will come off the back and to the light, and the light is for charging. So it really is a kit. Now, you know, the light is under this alternator has to be activated, excited by a light. So it is necessary. You can move this into your dash if you want, but most of the cars that we deal with now have digital dashes. You can see the actual voltage inside and it will flash up low voltage if there is a problem. So the light is also, it's handy for your pit crew too to see that it's charging from here. So that's another thing in the engine bay. And also on the dash we also mount a mechanical oil pressure gauge, normally up here somewhere, and that's for the pit crew also, so that we have a mechanical reference for oil pressure, and then we have an electrical reference inside for the driver. And if we have any major electrical failure for some unknown reason, which we never have had so far, but I'm always trying to think ahead, especially when customers go to international events out foreign, whatever, they if they have some sort of issue, they can easily tell that the engine has oil pressure and everything is okay, rather than if you have a sensor failure, you've got zero oil pressure and you really don't want to start this engine with zero oil pressure after the cost of everything, you know. So this is just another fail-safe. It also gives us a reference for the digital pressure, because the digital pressure is just a graph and a conversion. If you know what I mean. So I can go into the software and give it more oil pressure by changing the values in the table, in the graph, which is, you know, it's just a calibration. The calibration can be off. So the mechanical gauge is very handy that way. And then we also, I can't see, can I see? So in there is the sandwich plate. Oh, you can see, okay. That's another Group D product with the fittings. The fittings have 1.8 MPT ports in them, here and here, and we run our mechanical gauge in there and we run the electrical gauge in there, and once the engine gets going we swap them, and we can tell the pressure drop from the oil cooler. So you will have from the oil pump out to the oil cooler, and you'll have from the oil cooler back in. And some very cheap Chinese oil coolers that come onto the market can drop tens of pounds of oil pressure. So what your engine is actually seeing might be different to where you put your gauge. So we back to back and swap them. Once we're happy, we'll get 2 mechanical readings, 2 electrical readings, and then we'll sign off that we're happy with the amount of pressure that the bearings are seeing, not just the pressure that has been generated by the pump. Very important. But this all comes from experience and crossing the T's, dotting the I's. And we really go to town on the details, and that's why, you know, we have such a good reliability record. So, my God, that went on. There's a lot to unpack in here, so I think that'll do for like a part 1, and we'll go through the rest of the car in a couple of different parts. But we'll take a look in the rear and underneath, and give us another week or 2, and I should be able to go through an awful lot more. But yeah, I hope you like it. This one is really cool. I know it's a 2JZ-13, which is almost more popular than a SR20 S13 now. But we do things kind of very tasty, you know. I try to put a spin on stuff for customers, you know. I do always get asked, oh, Darren, you know, kind of, will you do that and will you make it kind of different and cool? But, you know, that, so just having a laugh, because people, they expect it for the same price, even though we've designed something unique. But anyway, yeah, so we try to put a spin on it, try to make it cool and different, give someone a unique car, and this one is coming along very nicely. But Thanks for watching, and I'll put up part 2 very soon.